Hello everyone. In this session I am going to discuss about the refrigeration, and I am going to discuss about refrigeration some basic definitions like refrigeration, principle of refrigeration, refrigeration effect, turn of refrigeration, coefficient of performance COP. First we will take that is refrigeration. Refrigeration is defined as a method of reducing the temperature of a system or a space below that of the surroundings and maintains it at the lower temperature by continuously absorbing the heat from it. Refrigeration means here from a certain space or from a certain system the heat is to be continuously absorbed to maintain its temperature lower, and this requires a continuous absorption of the heat, that is called as a refrigeration. Next we will go for the principle of refrigeration. In this refrigeration, as we know, the heat is to be absorbed continuously from the space or a system. In refrigeration, the heat is to be removed continuously from a system or a space at a lower temperature and transfer it to the surroundings at a higher temperature. One thing here is that the heat we have to absorb or remove from the lower temperature system, lower temperature space, and that we have to transfer to the surroundings which is at a higher temperature. And for that what is required? That is as per the second law of thermodynamics. This operation is according to second law of thermodynamics can only be performed by the aid of external work. The second law of thermodynamics states that the heat cannot be transferred from lower temperature body to the higher temperature body without external work. For this operation of the refrigeration, the external work is required to transfer the heat from the lower temperature space or a system to the higher temperature space or a system. Then, therefore, in a refrigerator, power is to be supplied to remove the heat continuously from the refrigerator cabinet to keep it cool at a temperature less than atmosphere. Then next we will go for the refrigeration effect. In the refrigeration system, the rate at which the heat is absorbed or removed in a cycle from the interior space to be cooled is called as a refrigeration effect. The rate at which heat is removed or absorbed from the space which is to be cooled, and that rate is called as a refrigeration effect. Then next, ton of refrigeration or ice making capacity. This is also important. A ton of refrigeration is defined as the quantity of heat absorbed in order to form 1 ton of ice in 24 hours when the initial temperature of water is 0 degrees Celsius. Here this ton of refrigeration or ice making capacity is measured in the form of quantity of heat absorbed in order to form 1 ton of ice in 24 hours when the water is having the initial temperature of 0 degrees Celsius. That is called a ton of refrigeration, and in this 1 ton of refrigeration is equal to 210 kilojoule per minute or 3.5 kilowatt. This much amount of heat is to be absorbed or removed to form 1 ton of ice in 24 hours when initial temperature of water is maintained at 25 degrees Celsius. The next definition is that coefficient of performance, is shortly called as a COP. The coefficient of performance or COP of a refrigeration system is defined as the ratio of heat absorbed in a system to the work supplied. It is the ratio of heat refrigeration effect or heat absorbed. As we know, refrigeration effect is the amount of heat removed or amount of heat absorbed. Therefore, refrigeration effect or heat absorbed to the work supplied, COP, can be given. Then that is equal to Q by W in, where Q is equal to heat absorbed or removed in kilowatt. Then W in is work supplied in kilowatt. These are the some of the basic definitions which are concerned with this refrigeration system. And then later of this one we have to go for the refrigerant, which is a working fluid used in the refrigeration system. Then the types of the refrigeration, those are vapor compression refrigeration and vapor absorption refrigeration, that I am going to continue in the next class. Thank you for watching, and subscribe my channel by searching Dr. K. Makoli. Thank you one and all.